So let's remember that this is your practice, right? And that you are here, which is glorious, and I am here, which is equally glorious. Grateful for this opportunity to be with all of you this Sunday morning. But remembering that this is your practice, that there is no expectation for it to be anything but other than what you need in your spirit and your soul and in your body. So I want to start today with a mudra. So it's called the lotus. It's often just referred to as lotus mudra. It's bringing your pinkies together and your thumbs. I'm actually going to get closer so you can see. And then you spread your fingers wide. So if you are able, bring your forearms together and press your forearms together and hold. So this is supposed to look like a lotus flower. Hold that flower towards the crown of your head, so that third eye. And let's just breathe here. So symbolizing the lotus flower, which grows out of the muckiest muck, right? You've all seen them. And they grow out of this mucky, dark, dank water that you can't even see the bottom of. And then out comes this beautiful flower. And so let's bring that type of energy into our practice today. So we all know that this pandemic is dark and kind of muddy water, right? We're just traveling through. And we've brought these expectations that 2021 is going to magically, like a magic wand, confetti falling from the sky and unicorns soaring through the air, that something magic is going to happen this year. And maybe it will, right? Maybe unicorns will appear outside the studio windows, and maybe confetti will fall from the sky. That would be awesome. But in reality, we are going to grow and we are going to evolve through this muddy and dark place in order to come out on the other side as the best version of us, right? Let's forget the rest of the world, and instead, let's really just focus on self. That you are going to emerge from this pandemic time and be the better version of you going out into the world once that is safe to do so. So let's just hold this mudra here, representing that type of energy and that frequency into our practice. Let's add a little tiny movement here with the torso, keeping the arms, if you're able, those forearms pressed together. Otherwise, just hold with the elbows out just towards the crown of your head. All right, so let's inhale. Let's lift the chest up, arch the back a little bit, look up towards the sky, but still just keeping your eyes closed to just mean your face in that direction. And then exhale, try to bring those elbows down in towards your belly button, round through your back. Inhale, we lift up, and then exhale. Keep that energy in the arms and the fingers, inhaling and exhaling. 2 more like this. Last one. Let's rest those hands on our knees, sitting up nice and tall. Let's begin by stoking the fire. We inhale, the chest comes forward. And then exhale, we round through our back and our shoulders. Just making those big circles all the way from the hip to your head. One more circle. And then meet me, shoulders stacked over the hips, sitting up nice and tall. Let's stretch the arms up and over your head. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, let's take a nice twist to your right. Still keeping that spine long, looking over that back shoulder. Inhale, we come out of the pose just a wee bit. And then exhale, we go a little bit deeper in. Inhale, we come out. And exhale, we go in. And we're not cranking ourselves into it. We're just easing a little bit deeper. allowing the breath to be your guide. 2 more. Coming through the center, taking the arms up and over your head. And then exhale, let's lengthen ourselves over. Let your head hang. Allow there to be ease in the hips, in that surrender. We're not forcing things to happen, and we are not trying to reach some arbitrary goal of what this pose should look like. We're just moving through the poses safely for how our body has shown up today. Walking those hands back towards you, let's lift those arms up and over your head. Deep breath in here. And then exhale, let's take a nice twist to your left, keeping that spine long, looking over the shoulder. Adding that same movement to it. Inhale, we come out a wee bit. And then exhale, we go deeper. Inhaling and exhaling. Two more. Last one. And let's come back through our center. Rest those hands on your knees. So it's the beginning of the new year. And at the beginning of many, many years, my first year was 18 years ago that I did this. I choose a word and I allow that word to come into all aspects of my life. So I start with it in my meditation practice, and then it becomes almost as though it's the mantra of that year for me. So telling you a little story here, tattooed on my arm is the word embrace. And this was the first year that I did this practice of choosing one word. And this year was the year, so I guess it wasn't 18 years ago, it was 15 years ago. So this was the year, my son was 3, my oldest son was 3. It was the year in which he was diagnosed on the autism spectrum. We're getting all these tests done, and that was the year that everything was finalized and what have you. And my word, I chose embrace so that I could embrace this diagnosis and I could embrace what parenting was going to look like for me. Like many of you who have kids, you have these dreams as you're pregnant and as you're holding this little baby. And Joy with Micah, he is at that age where you have dreams of what they will become. And for me, learning and discovering and accepting that my son was on the autism spectrum meant that things were going to change of my dreams of what his future was going to look like. And so that for me, that word embrace was about embracing him, embracing this new path of parenting that we were going to be on, and embracing what this meant for me as a parent, as a mom, and what it meant for our lives as a family. And so I want you to choose a word for you today. And just get close, just whatever that gut, right? I'm telling this story and I know you've been half listening and half kind of spinning out and thinking of your own word. I want you to jump in the chat right now and just type in the word that just was gut reaction for you that you want to bring into your year this year. The word in which that you want to allow to have a higher frequency. So we give words power, right? And I know that we have a little person in the room and maybe there's a few of you, but you know, the F word, the B word, the C word, you know, we have these words, we can call them bad words or inappropriate words is what I say in my house. We have these words that we give power to them. they're just words, right? Just because they're a cuss word or they're associated with a derogatory label or term, we have given them power. And so, what I want you to do is choose a word today, and we are going to give it power in your life. So, allow it to become a higher frequency word for you. Let's meet on our hands and our knees. Fingers wide. We're going to go through some cat-cow. So if you're still typing, that's fine. You know where we're headed here. Let's inhale. We arch our back. Head goes up towards the sky. And then exhale, we curl, rounding through our back and our shoulders. Inhaling, we arch. And exhale, we curl. One more time. Let's inhale. And exhale. Coming to that nice neutral spine, tuck your toes under and send that bum high, gazing on your knees, fingers wide. Let's gently walk our feet to our hands and we forward fold. Let's inhale a half lift, we lengthen. And exhale, we fold. Let your hands find opposite elbows. Find a little ragdoll sway here. Allowing those fingertips dropping down to your mat. Keep that little sway as you slowly roll yourself up to standing. Tadasana. So let's take a moment. Feel all of those little toes pressing into your mat. You are strong as a mountain here. That is what Tadasana means. And I want you to see that word that you have chosen in your mind's eye. So with the eyes closed, just see it there in whatever font you like. Maybe it's in your own handwriting, but see it as though it is filling up the space of your mind's eye. Let's inhale, we lift the arms up and over the head. Exhale, we hinge at our hips, flat back, and we forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift. And exhale, we fold. Bending in those knees and roll yourself back up to standing. Tadasana. So allow this Tadasana throughout the rest of the class to be that trigger to remind you of the word in your mind's eye. Again, see it there. See it filling up this space. And allow this pose to be the pose that you come back to your word. And keep allowing it to get a higher and higher vibration of importance. Let's inhale, the arms lift up and over the head. Exhale, we hinge at our hips, nice flat back, and we forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift, and exhale, we fold. Bending in those knees, and let's roll ourselves back up to standing. Tadasana. Inhaling, arms up and over the head. Exhale, we hinge at our hips, nice flat back, and we forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift. And exhale, we fold. Hands are on your mat. Let's step just the right foot back. Dropping that back knee onto our mat, releasing our toes. We're leaning into this front foot. We want that knee right over top of our ankle. Let's bring the hands to our thigh. Pause here. Let's take those arms up and over your head. Maybe you want to just be here. Or find that arch in the upper back. Find it on an inhale. Keep leaning into the front leg and grounding that back foot down into your mat. Slowly now take those hands down to your mat. Let's shift the weight back. The front toes lift up. We're just hovering over that back leg as we lengthen over the front. Shifting back into that front foot, tuck the back toes under, lift that knee. Right hand is going to stay, and left arm, it lifts up for a twist. Feel that left hip pulling back. Energy through both of the arms. Let's take the left hand down to your mat. Energy in the feet. Feel both feet planted, then flare the arms by your side, still looking at that big toe. Hands come down to your mat. We're going to slide that foot back. Pause right here in your plank. Take the bum high, downward dog. Let's fly that right leg high behind you. We bend in the knee and open out our hip. Now straightening that leg, let's step that foot in between our hands. Bring the left foot up to meet it, and we forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift. And exhale, we fold. Bending in those knees, let's roll ourselves up to our Tadasana, our word filling our minds. Inhaling, arms up and over the head. Exhale, we hinge at our hips, nice flat back, and we forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift. And exhale, we fold. Hands are on your mat, stepping that left foot back. Dropping that back knee, releasing the toes. Pause here. Leaning into that front leg, knee right over top of the ankle. We're taking the hands then to our thigh. Let's pause. Maybe this is where you want to stay. Or take the arms up and over your head. Find an arch in that upper back. Breathe. Slowly now take the hands down to your mat. We're shifting that weight back. The front toes lift up as we lengthen over the front leg. Shifting our weight into that front foot. Tuck your back toes under. We lift that knee. Flare the arms by your side. Stay here. Left hand comes down now, right arm lifts up. Find that twist as the right hip pulls back. Right hand comes down. Let's slide that foot back. We're in our plank position and we're gonna pause. Let's drop the knees down. We lower our chest down slowly. Now take those arms like little cactuses out to the side, just the fingertips touching. Let's inhale, we lift our chest, and exhale, we lower. Inhaling, we lift, and exhale, we lower. One more time, let's inhale, and exhale. Hands are on either side of your chest. Let's push back into our child's pose. So Albert Einstein was, I don't know if he was the first one, but maybe one of the first who talked about everything having a frequency, a vibration. So the plants, the people, everything. And you can feel the vibration of things even in your home, your refrigerator. It has a hum. It actually hums to a B flat. And you can feel the vibration when you lay hands on it. And maybe the lights in your house, you can feel that by vibration or even hear it if you have like those tube lights, fluorescent lights, that's what I'm thinking of. The plants in your home most definitely have a vibration, and the other humans in your life as well. Let's tuck those toes under, send the bum high, downward dog. Abraham Hicks, he is one of the ones that wrote the Laws of Attraction book. And so they talk a lot in that book about
bringing higher frequency into your life. Let's walk your feet to your hands and we forward fold. Inhale that half lift. And exhale, we fold. Let's bend in our knees and roll yourself up to your Tadasana. See that word in your mind's eye. Allow it power. Inhale the arms up and over your head. Sink your hips into your chair pose. Stay right here. So we give these words power. And I want you to really focus on thinking of this word as a higher frequency. When we think of other words that would have a lower frequency, they would be sad, depressed, bummed, confused, overwhelmed. We're not drawn to that, right? Because when we as people have higher energy and are full of kindness and love and we are seeking goodness, we are radiating at a higher frequency. And so we are drawn to then words and people and things and experiences as well that are matched to that frequency. And we are less prone to be drawn to the sad, the depressed, the overwhelmed, the frustrated. Deep breath in. Let's forward fold over. Inhale, we lengthen, stay here, right foot steps back. Right hand stays, we're taking that left arm up towards the sky. Left hand comes down, let's step the right foot forward, and we fold. Inhale, we lengthen, and exhale, we fold. Bend in those knees, let's bring ourselves back up to standing Tadasana. Inhaling, arms up and over your head, sink the hips back, find that chair pose. Stay with me, breathe into the discomfort. Let's take a deep breath in and we forward fold over. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift. Step that left foot back, left hand stays, right arm, it lifts up for our twist. Right hand comes down, step that left foot forward, and we fold. Bend in those knees, roll yourself back up, Tadasana. See that word in your mind's eye, give it power. Inhaling, arms up and over your head. Exhale, chair pose, let's bring the hands to prayer. Energy through those arms. Imagine that you're creating a straight line from elbow to elbow. Let's take that left elbow on the outside of the opposite knee. Find a little twist. Feel that left hip is pulling back so that our knees are in line with each other. Stay here, but shift your weight into your right foot. Step the left foot back so we're in a twist. Now let's extend those arms. Fingertips can come down to your mat. Now take the right hand down, sweep both arms up and over your head. Let's inhale, we straighten the front leg. Exhale, we bend, lean that heart forward and flare the arms by your side. Inhale, we sweep the arms up, stretch nice and long as we straighten the front leg. Exhale, we bend. Keep yourself on the ball of that back foot as you move through the postures, linking that breath, inhaling and exhaling. Two more. Last one. Take the arms back up and over your head. Find that high lunge position. We're going to shift our weight into our front foot. Find a little curtsy here. Bending through our base leg, that left foot comes behind. Flare the arms. Back to our Tadasana. Inhaling, arms up and over your head. Exhale, our chair pose, bringing our hands to heart center. Let's now take that right elbow to the outside of the opposite knee. Find your twist here. Pull that right knee back so that our knees are in line with each other. Shift your weight into that left foot as you step the right foot back. Now extend the arms, maybe fingertips come down. Take the left hand down, sweep the arms up and over your head. Stay on the ball of that back foot. Inhale, we straighten the leg. Exhale, we bend as we lean our heart forward and flare the arms. Inhaling and exhaling. Two more. Last one. Now find your high lunge position, arms up and over your head. Shifting our weight forward, find your curtsy, flare the arms by your side. And now into our Tadasana. Inhale, arms up and over your head. Exhale, we sink the hips, find that chair pose again, hands to heart center. Let's take a deep breath in and we forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift. And exhale, we fold. Hands are on our mat. Step your right foot back. Let's drop that back knee, release our toes. Pause here. Now we want that front knee right over top of our ankle, fingertips on your mat. We're simply going to bend the back leg. That's it, just bend it. Keep leaning into your front leg. Now maybe this is where you're staying, okay? Or take the opposite hand, so this would be your left one, and try and reach back, find your foot, find your toe, and see if you can pull it a little bit closer to your bum. And let's release. Tuck your back toes under, lift that knee, hands on your mat, slide the foot back, find your downward dog. Let's step our right foot in between our hands. The back foot goes parallel. Open ourselves up and out into a warrior two. Check that we're not sinking into that front hip, that we're lifting out of it. Hip bones are level with each other. Gazing over the front fingertips. Let's sweep it back into our peaceful. Then pinwheel those hands down to your mat, sliding that foot back. Let's find our downward dog. Bending in the knees on the balls of your feet, hop or walk it, and we fold. Bend in your knees, roll yourself up. Tadasana. Come back to your word. Breathe life into it. What is it going to mean for you throughout the course of this year? Let's inhale, arms up and over your head. Hands are at prayer as we sink back into our chair pose. Take a deep breath in and we forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift, stay here. Slide that left foot back, drop the back knee, release the toes. Front knee right over top of that ankle. Pull it forward if you need to. Now keep your fingertips on your mat, simply bend the back leg. So we are not directly on that kneecap, we're just above it. Now maybe this is where you want to stay, or take that opposite hand, reach back, grab your toes, and try and pull that heel closer towards your bum, but keep leaning in to this front leg. And let's release. Tuck your back toes under, and then slide that front foot back, find your downward dog. Stepping that left foot in between your hands, the back foot goes parallel. We open ourselves up and open into our warrior two. Check that you're not dropping into that front hip, which collapses the side body. Let's make sure we're lifting out of it, that we have equal amount of space on both sides of our body as we extend the arms. Let's take it into our peaceful left arm sweeps up and back. Pinwheel those hands down to your mat, sliding that foot back. Let's pause right here in your plank. Lowering yourself down all the way. Let's push through the hands, find your cobra pose. Elbows are bent, they're hugging in towards your ribs. Now we're gonna take that right shoulder back, looking over your right shoulder, and then come back through our center. Left shoulder goes back, look over that left shoulder, and back through our center. Push through the hands, send the hips to your heels. Find your child's pose as we stretch the arms over your head. Now let's slide that left hand in towards your midline, so just above your head. Press that palm into your mat. We're gonna take that right arm up towards the sky. So we're just opening our chest, opening our shoulders up for a twist here. Keep those hips pressing down towards your heels. And then right hand comes down to replace that left one. Stretch it up and over into your mat as you take that left arm up towards the ceiling. Left hand comes down. Now find them back in their normal shoulder width distance position. Tuck your toes under and send that bum high. Gently now walking your feet to your hands, and we forward fold. Bend in those knees. Come back to our word in our Tadasana. Inhaling, arms up and over your head. Bring your hands to heart center as we sink into our chair pose. Let's take that left elbow to the outside of the opposite knee. We're finding that twist again. Shifting your weight now into our right foot. Send that left foot back. Stay here. Let's extend the arms, opening ourselves up into our twist. Right hand comes down and we're taking the arms then up and over our head for our high lunge. Let's come to the top of our mat, find your curtsy. So we're gonna press through our base leg, so that's our right leg, and we're gonna take the right arm up and over our head as we extend the left leg back behind you. Point your toes, and again, curtsy, and extend. It's not a warrior three, it's just an extended leg. The right arm is up and over your head, and our chest is lifted. Curtsy, and extend. One more time, curtsy, and extend right into our Tadasana. See that word again in your mind's eye. See the font getting bigger. Maybe you want to switch fonts. Maybe you want it to be in all caps. Inhale, take the arms up and over your head, hands to heart center as we sink the hips, find that chair pose. Take that right elbow now to the outside of the opposite knee, we're twisting. Shifting our weight into that left foot, slide the right foot back. We're in that lunge twist. Extend the arms. Left hand comes down, we're finding that high lunge position. Bringing ourselves to the top of our mat, find your curtsy. Now opposite arm and leg, we straighten the base leg, extend the right leg back. Left arm is over your head. And we curtsy and extend. Curtsy and extend. Two more. Last one. and come back to our Tadasana. Close the eyes, see it in your mind's eye. Deep breath in, arms lift up and over your head. Exhale, we're hinging at our hips, flat back, and we forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift. And exhale, we fold. Hands are on our mat, walking your feet back. We're in our plank position. Pause here. Let's lower ourselves all the way down. Keeping those hands by your side, let's lift up into our locust pose. Let your hands float on either side of your chest. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. And release. Push through those hands, take the bum to your heels. Child's pose, stretching the arms over your head. Let's tuck our toes under, send that bum high, downward dog. Gently now walk your feet to your hands, and we forward fold. Bend in the knees and roll yourself up to standing Tadasana. Feel the vibration in your body. So we have one more round, and we're going to add on to it, just to give us a different option. Or you can do the same thing as we've done before, and of course I'll talk you through it. But just know that this practice should be what you need, not just what I'm instructing you to do or an option to take. Let this be yours. Let the word ease in to those poses. Allow it to create a life of its own. Let's inhale, arms up and over your head. Bring your hands to heart center as you sink the hips back into that chair pose. Let's take that left elbow to the outside of the opposite knee. Find your twist. Shift your weight into that right foot as we slide that left leg back. We're in our lunge twist here. Energy through those arms. Let's now extend the arms, get nice and big. Right hand comes down as we take the arms up and over our head for a high lunge. Coming to the top of your mat, find your curtsy. Okay, so here's where option one, you do exactly like we did before. Extend the leg and take that right arm over your head. Option two, we try to catch the foot in that right hand, the back foot. And then we take the opposite arm, or the same arm as leg, and take it up and over your head. So it's just a modified dancer pose. So we're doing a little twisty with our dancer pose. So if you're taking the dancer pose here, just stay. If you're doing the bend and extend, keep going. The bend and extend, people, one more time. And then find your Tadasana. Inhale, arms up and over your head. Hands to heart center as we find that chair pose. Let's now take that twist, elbow to the outside of the knee. Opening in your heart. Belly's pulled in. Shift your weight into that left foot. Slide the right foot back into your lunge twist. Now extend those arms. Left hand comes down. We're sweeping the arms up and over your head for a high lunge. Let's come to the top of your mat. Find your curtsy. Again, you can straighten your base leg. Take the opposite arm to leg over your head as you bend and extend. Or bend in your base leg, catch that back foot. And then take the right arm over your head and hold here. Find that your chest is lifted regardless of what option you're taking. One more time for my bend and extend, folks. And then come into your Tadasana. Now let's move and kind of close out our flow sequence with our half sun salutes. We'll do 3 to close us out. And I'd like you to close your eyes while we do it. And again, allowing Tadasana to be where the word is planted in the mind. Here we go. Let's inhale, arms up and over the head. Exhale, we hinge at our hips, nice flat back. And we forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift. And exhale, we fold. Bending in our knees, let's slowly roll ourselves all the way up to standing. Tadasana. Inhaling, arms up and over your head. Exhale, we hinge at our hips, flat back, and we forward fold. Inhale, we lengthen, half lift. And exhale, we fold. Bending in our knees, and let's slowly roll ourselves all the way up to standing. Tadasana. Inhaling, arms up and over the head. Exhale, we hinge at our hips, nice flat back, and we forward fold over. Inhale as we lengthen for our half lift, and exhale as we fold. Bending in our knees, and let's slowly roll ourselves all the way up to standing. Tadasana. Let's make our way down onto our backs. Let's pull that right knee into our chest and give the hip a little swirl here. And now hugging that knee in tight, let's take that right arm out to the side. Deep breath in, and on your exhale, take it across the body. Keeping both shoulders on your mat. And now I want you to take that left arm like a little cactus out to the side. So we're no longer holding the right leg. And we're just gonna let it move a bit. So inhale, let's straighten the leg. We're staying in our twist. And then exhale, bend the knee as though it's coming up towards your chest. Inhale, we straighten. And exhale, we bend. Keep going. One more time, straighten and bend. Keep the leg bent as we roll back onto our backs. And then plant that right foot somewhere on the left leg. So maybe it's high on the inner thigh, maybe it's the calf, maybe it's the ankle. Keeping the arms like our cactus arms. We are in our tree pose, but let's just call it a full-on cactus. That's what we look like. Let's stay here. Feel both of your butt cheeks on your mat. And let's slide the right leg long on your mat. Stretch those arms now over your head, the backs of your hands touching your mat so your palms face the ceiling. Let's draw the toes and the fingertips towards the ceiling as our wrists press down into our mat. And now point the toes away from you, fingertips away from your head. And let's flex with both the hands and the feet. And we point. And we flex. One more, let's point. And we flex. Now let's bring that left knee in towards our chest. Give the hip a little swirl about. Now hugging that knee in towards your chest, take that left arm out to the side like a little cactus. And on your next exhale, take the knee across the body and pause here. Take that right arm like a cactus as well. So we're not holding onto the leg at all. Let's inhale, we straighten the leg just as much as you want, point it down. And then exhale, we bend as we bring it towards you, but without touching. Inhale as we straighten, and exhale as we bend. One more time. Now keep that leg bent as we find that tree pose again. Resting that left leg on the inside of the right. Keep both butt cheeks on your mat and stay here. Sliding that left leg long. And you can keep your arms like little cactuses, or you can take them down by your side. Closing the eyes. Allow your word to fill your mind's eye again. And then imagine that there are little post-it notes just all around you on your mat. Little pieces of paper that have these other words scattered about you. We've created a higher frequency for your word. It now has significant purpose in your life. Just as these other words on pieces of paper have significance to the other people in this class today. And so we are going to share that higher level of energy together. As you see your word in your mind's eye, let a smile come upon your mouth. That this word that you have chosen is a good word. I say that in quotes. That this word truly has power to lift you up and carry you through the rest of what this pandemic is going to look like. And that we are going to radiate out that energy, which means that we will then, laws of attraction, we will draw that energy towards us like magnets coming together. My word, like Carol McAdams, is ease for 2021. I want to remind myself daily to ease into what could be a new normal. Thinking ahead of post-pandemic, the one thing that I have truly enjoyed about pandemic is the slower rhythm of life. And seeing that slower rhythm with my friends and my family and all of you, that we're beating to just a slower drumbeat rather than racing and competing for time and becoming addicted to busy. And so post-pandemic, when everyone is vaccinated and we are filling spaces indoors again and maybe eating together and all of those wonderful things that I have missed so much,
When we are doing those things again, I want to remind myself to ease into it. That I don't need to see everyone that I have missed in that first month. I don't need to fill my calendar with tons of coffee dates or dinners. And instead, I can ease back in and be more intentional with my time and who I spend it with. So, as we leave class today, I'd like you to write your word on a post it note, on a piece of paper. Put it somewhere that you're going to see it every day. Maybe it's the mirror in your bathroom. Maybe it's on your coffee maker. Somewhere that it becomes a grounding force in your life, similar to our Tadasana. Somewhere where you will repeatedly come in contact with it over and over again. To remind yourself of your word and to keep its higher frequency going. Let's begin by wiggling the fingers and the toes. Gently just turning the head from side to side. And slowly rolling over onto your right side and then pausing here. Using your hands to then help lift yourself up into a seated position. And I want to close out our class exactly how we started with our Lotus Mudra. So pinkies come together again and the thumbs, spread the fingers wide. Join your forearms if you are able. Hold that mudra up to the crown of your head. Inhale, lift your heart up. Find an arch in the back. And then exhale, bring the elbows in towards your belly button as we round in the back. Inhale, let's lift. And then exhale. One more time. Now let the elbows go out to the side. Bring that mudra to your heart. Keeping the eyes closed. Breathing into this body of yours. Now imagine this lotus flower almost like a bowl filling up with water. And then see the letters of your words swirling about as though it's alphabet soup. See the letters kind of bouncing off the sides of your fingers, not quite making their way to form the word yet. And slowly there's a steadiness in the water. And the letters begin to come together in their correct order, creating your word of 2021. We will emerge out of the dark, out of these muddy places, and we will grow and we will bloom and we will give life and power to our word of the year. Seal the fingers together in prayer pose. May you take this practice off of our mats and out into your world. twisting and detoxing the things that are no longer needed, that you can let go of, that have such a low frequency that we shouldn't be carrying it around into a new year. And allow ourselves to open up, even from those dark places, even from a twist, and open ourselves up to the possibility of something new, of something different, leaning in to who we want to be in this next year, a better version of us. Go about your week and let's think good thoughts, speak good thoughts, and do good thoughts. Namaste. Thank you for practicing yoga today. Don't forget to write your word on a Post-it note. Put it somewhere where you can see it frequently. And I look forward to seeing you all again very, very soon. Take care.